तादृशं तद् भारतं न भारतीयत्रिसन्तति।
नमस्कार and welcome to Bharat Drishti, हमारी ज्ञान परंपरा. I am Shyam Kishore. Bharat Drishti is a platform where we explore India's rich knowledge tradition and its unique perspectives on society, people and nation. Bharat is a land of timeless legacy, profound wisdom and extraordinary unity in diversity. When we look at different systems of governance around the world, democracy stands out as the one that best serves humanity. And as we trace its roots, we discover that the idea of democracy first took shape here in Bharat. Today we reflect on that enduring heritage and the civilizational journey that shaped it. To discuss this topic, we have with us Dr. M.L. Raja, an acclaimed independent researcher known for his pioneering work on Indian chronology and the civilizational roots of democracy in Bharat. Dr. Raja, very welcome to Sansad TV.
Namaskar.
For over 3 decades, Dr. Raja has studied ancient inscriptions, archaeological records and classical texts to trace how Sabhas, Samitis and Janpadas shaped one of the world's earliest democratic cultures. His research offers fresh evidence on India's indigenous political institutions and challenges conventional timelines of history. Widely respected for his rigorous documentation-based approach, Dr. Raja has authored several influential books and continues to make significant contributions to understanding Bharat's democratic evolution. Dr. Raja, very welcome to Bharat Drishti and Sansad TV. My first question, we claim that Bharat is the mother of democracy. We are the cradle of democracy. When we say that Bharat is the mother of democracy, what do we mean by that?
Okay. First of all, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to and namaskar to Sansad TV for this greatest opportunity to express my views on parliamentary democracy. See, in Bharat, since time immemorial, we understood democracy in a better way what is existing today. It is a better way, definitely the best way. We have to travel a long time, thousands of years to reach that concept. In Veda we used that mantra, that is Sangachatvam, Samvadatvam, Sambho Manamsi Janatam. That means there may be harmony and peace and coexistence in our pathway, in our speech and in our thinking process. What is the purpose for that harmony? To attain a greatest thing, the greatest thing in the universe. That is, not only it goes beyond humanitarian grounds. The harmony between not only among human beings, but all animate and inanimate of the entire universe. Even we should pray the harmony between not only human beings, but nature and animate things. So that harmony only make us to progress to attain the greatest bliss in the entire universe. For that, there should be harmony between us in thinking process, in our action, in our speech, in our mind, in our buddhi, like that. So it is an atmic unity, unity among the whole entire universe. That concept, that is the greatest concept of democracy. But what we practice now is very little bit of that. So it is long way to go. The human race to achieve that greatest thought. But anyhow, it is started now.
Okay, you want to say that present day form of democracy is something different from what we have been practicing since ages, from Vedic Yoga and Satyug, Treta, Dwapar. So that concept is very core to our values, that there should be unity and harmony in the whole of the existence. So today's format, today's form of democracy is something different, but the value is same.
See, it tried to achieve that the basic harmony among the whole of universe, but there are a lot of shortcomings in it. But beyond that shortcoming, I appreciate that a good beginning has been started again. But at the same time, we should understand this should reach that highest, greatest goal. And that another thing we should remember, that highest, greatest thing was achieved in our nation lakhs and lakhs of years before itself. And now, because of a lot of turmoil, again the world started its progress, its pathway in that right pathway. That is a thing to be appreciated, but we should not forget that goal, that greatest thing. And also we should not forget it exists in our nation since time immemorial.
Okay. Now coming to our theme of this episode, the evolution of democracy in Bharat. We have seen in our long journey, we have seen different kings and kingdoms and different forms of governance as well. Like Ganapadas are there, Janpadas are there, Mahajanpadas are there, Rashtra, Rajya, Adhiraj, Ganaraj, and different. What is the difference between these all concepts?
See, why these are all different forms of administration. A king may be the head of the governance, or sometimes the representatives of the people, or some collective persons who are highly knowledgeable and able person. They may be entrusted with the governance of the particular area. This means different regions of Bharat, as per their need, they developed one form of administration, either as a kingdom or as a Ghana Rajya, where the few people can administer, and whole of people, the entire human beings living in that area, participate in that administration and governance. So, these are all various forms of governance tried in various regions of Bharat according to the need of that area. What is needed for this? So, one thing what is needed in Mathura cannot be needed in Sola kingdom.
Okay.
So, the need between the regions differ. So, a basic thing what is needed we can develop now. So, in that way there are
depending upon the local requirement.
That is local requirement, need of that local people, they have developed different forms of administration. For example, Janapata means directly people participated in that. Rajya means that king is administrator. Sometimes Ganapata means few people, few elite people or few people selected by the, in the modern day like parliamentary, people are selected their representatives. So, like that in Uttaramerur inscription, the whole village is divided into 30 wards. They call it as Kudumba. So, each Kudumba, each ward select one person to rule the village, like that.
You have mentioned that Uttar Meru inscription, it has been widely projected as some of the main inscriptions we have. We will come to that, but before that, when in our this evolution of democracy discourse, one term keeps on coming again and again, that is a nation state concept. There is a difference between nation and state. And there is a long discourse on this nation and state concept. What is that?
State is an administrative entity. A king administers, or a people's representative administers, or people directly themselves administer or area. So, it is a governance to rule and to make law and order, and to make people to attain their wealthy things and to safeguard people. That is a way of administration of that particular area. But nation is entirely different. It is a cultural entity. State is an administrative entity, nation is a cultural entity. State can be formed by a king. In a war, he can run many areas and he made it as his area and he will administer. But nation is a positive evaluation. So, the people who live in that area, and they find out, they understand, they realize the common things among them, and which is essential, which is priority for their life. So, based on that, what is the ethos? What is the principles of life, way of life, which priority they give? So, based on that, a nation like a baby evolving in a uterus of a mother, it positively evolves, and that people realizes this is their Atma, and that whole nation act, suppose like a body which acts in unison. Suppose if there is anything in the foot, the brain would immediately recognize, and the hand immediately goes. So, the foot, head and arm act in unison. Like that, the people of a nation and the whole nation act in unison to safeguard it, is to develop.
Nation, that term has come, it is a foreign term, but in our concept, it is Rashtra.
Yes, Rashtra.
Rashtra. So, we will come to that Rashtra concept, where it has appeared, how many times it has appeared, what exactly it means. Before that, we were discussing that nation state concept that can be described in a better way through that concept, where it has been said that a state has its 7 elements. It is Durg, Bal, Kosh, Amat, Mitra, Swami, and the 7th is the nation, that Rashtra. What is that concept?
See, if there is a state and a king is governed, he has to protect himself. So, in those days he fortified a fort, that is Durga, and he requires a force to protect and to serve the people, that is Bala. And this state will have friends and enemies. So, Mitra is there, and Senadipati should be there, and Amatya, ministers, to advise king in a difficult situation or even in normal, how to carry out the administration. He is an intellectual person, he can understand things, he can analyze various things, accordingly he advised the king. And finally, the Swami, that is king. This is main 6 elements. 7th element is Rashtra. Rashtra is nothing but a nation. So, nation is a cultural entity, I told. So, that before culture, a particular geographical area should be there, and people should be there. People should evolve themselves into a nation who are living in a particular geographical area. So, the nation is a basic thing, which doesn't, its territory, its behavior and its culture, its tradition, that way of living, the principles and values, ethos will not change. Mainly territory itself will not change, but kingdom, suppose one king is there, he carry out a war and one war and he take over the other kingdom's area. So, the geography of a kingdom, Rajya, may change, and the people who are living under his kingdom, that also change. See, for example, in Tamil Nadu, many war happened between Pandya and Chola. One particular region at a particular period, it belongs to Chola kingdom. Later on, when the Pandya won, the same thing will be included in Pandya kingdom. So, this geography itself and the people itself changes. At the same time, the king and this minister, Senadipati, the fort, they can construct new fort, and old fort would have destroyed by enemies. So, these everything will change, but nation will not change. Nation is a permanent thing. Once nation, when it lost, when the culture,
then everything is lost.
Everything. For example, you can say Greek. The ancient Greece, where Aristotle and Socrates lived, and their culture is different. Now it is a different thing. So, that old, age-old Greece has lost everything, lost forever. It is a different nation. So, when the culture is gone, nation is gone.
Everything is gone. When Britishers came to this country, they could not comprehend. And that they started telling that we were never a nation. हम कभी एक राष्ट्र नहीं रहे. We are a nation in making. Whereas our scriptures say that we were a nation since time immemorial.
Yes.
I would like you to elaborate, but that one thing I am recalling, that that Rashtra term, that Rashtra word has appeared in Vedas many a times, in almost all the vibhaktis, like we say Rashtra, Rashtram, Rashtran, Rashtray, Rashtrasya, Rashtrat, Rashtre. In all 7 vibhaktis it has appeared, and it has got different meanings and vast concept of Rashtra. But they said that we are not a nation, we are a nation in making. Why it is so?
See, the concept of nation is there in Veda itself. Veda is the, we can say Veda is Anadi. Even in that, for example, when we become a nation, Atharva Veda mentioned in the 19th Adhyaya, 41st mantra, 41st Suttam, first mantra. Badram ichanda rishega swakavidas tabodiksham upanisheduagre tatho rashtram banam ojascha jatam tadasmai upasamnamantu. What it means? Immediate Upanisheduga means immediately after the creation of this universe, this Rashtra, this nation, was created with vigor and strength by the auspicious Icha, that is Badram Icha, Tapaha and Jnana of Risheha. So, we were a nation since time immemorial, immediately after the creation of the universe. And also Yajurveda mentioned Vayam Rashtram Jagriyama Prahakitaka. That means the rishis declared that we will protect our nation, and for that protection we will be in the forefront. Vayam Rashtre Jagriyama Prahakitaka means at the forefront we will defend our nation. And Rigveda many times mentioned this concept of Rashtra and what is the greatness of a Rashtra, that and all mentioned. So, we were a nation since time immemorial, but gradually when the Kali Yuga began, we lost understanding and we didn't realize this concept of nation. In that, much after the British rule, because of Macaulay education, Thomas Babington Macaulay, he introduced an education system. Previously, we have Gurukula, and every village has small schools, which teaches these basic things. When British replaced our age-old education system with the foreign colonial education system, which makes us to forget about age-old tradition of our nation. And when Vande Mataram again rekindled and made the people to realize we are a nation since time immemorial. Vande Mataram, Mataram means this nation, mother, we are worshipping. When our nation is our mother, all the citizens living throughout Bharat are our own sisters and brothers. So, I have Sangachatvam Samvadattam Samvo Manapsi Janatam. So, the whole nation, the whole citizens of the nation move in a single direction, talk in a single way, think in a same way, for the protection of that nation, for the betterment of humanity. But this Vande Mataram kindled, how much it kindled? You can see when Bengal was partitioned in 1905, October 20th, the whole nation rise as a single unit. See, Bengal is somewhere in the east of Bharat. And that not nation is not divided. One state, province was divided into two. But why Tamil Nadu is banning? Why Maharashtra is banning? Why Punjab is banning for that? It has, these provinces were not divided. It has not to be affected this way. See, in India House, Vaves Iyer from Tamil Nadu, Veeravinaya Damodara Savarkar from Maharashtra, Madan Lal from Punjab, they jointly, many patriots think how to make Bengal a united province. Why for Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Punjab to think like that? So, Vande Mataram again make us to realize the concept of our nation.
That feeling of one nation, being part of this great vast land, the oneness of the culture, the tradition, the legacy, the antiquity, and our ancestors and the Saptarishis, that was there embedded in everybody's heart. That's why that got reflected in many a times. Now let us come to that evidences when we claim that we are the cradle of democracy. What are the main inscriptions which proves that really that idea of democracy flourished first here in this land?
See, in Tamil Nadu there are many inscriptions, so that we have the concept of democracy since time immemorial. One of the inscription that is 1225 years old inscription. You see, 1225 years, 800 Common Era. It is in a Siva temple, Ishvara temple near Tirunelveli. That place is known as Manur. I have, after in August month I went there. That inscription I personally photocopied. It mentions how a village should be administered not by the king but the people's representative. The village was divided into several wards. They mentioned Kudumba. Kudumba means, you know, Kudumba.
Kutum.
That same word used. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam was saying universal harmony. That same thing, the Kudumba is a family. Hundreds of family or 30 families become one ward. So each Kudumba elected one person and they will administer. So that Manur inscription is 1225 years. In the same way, Uttaramerur, that is during the period of Jadila Parandaka Pandya, very early Pandya king rule. This is Uttaramerur is Chola king, Parandaka Chola Chakravarti first. And it is 125 years later than Manur. In Uttaramerur, it describes in an elaborate way how the people's representatives were selected. What are all the qualities
they should possess?
What are all the disqualification? Everything in detail. How to conduct that selection. In a broader way it describes.
So we can assume
and another inscription is near Chennai, Tirunendravoor inscription is there. Okay.
So we can assume that these are the inscriptions and these were practiced widely and for a long time.
Yes, because if you say 1225 years before that inscription means any stone structure have the lifetime of 1500 2000. So the ancient inscriptions proving this democracy would have gone out because of time, wear and tear, that building or the temple would have fallen down. So this proves that we were a democratic concept. There is a democratic concept, that to the best concept than the present day in the remote past itself. These are all the inscriptions that we got at present. We don't know that in Madhya Pradesh, in some forest inside area, tomorrow an inscription of 4000 years can be found out and it can prove.
But your research, I think that must have brought those all ideas and which are debated and discussed, but with the research you have brought down with this inscriptions simply means that something written on stones,
stone or copper
plates that can last for thousands and thousands of years. So they are going to again prove our age old claim that we are the mother of democracy.
Definitely.
Dr. ML Raja, thanks a lot for sharing your wisdom, your vast research with us. I think those who are listening watching our this episode again will feel proud that yes, we are the mother of democracy and still thriving. We are the most finest workable democracy, most dynamic democracy still today in the world. When Britishers left us in 1947, they were of the view that we won't last for long in this form, but still after more than 75 years we are still going fast, thriving, and we are again presenting the world with our wisdom and legacy. And
just one word, why we are thriving? Even the Britishers thought that if they leave, the nation will collapse. But I have shown other Veda. The nation was created by rishis with their auspicious wish, tava and jnana, with vigor and strength. So we have an innate vigor and strength that is the strength that gives this nation, even whatever attack on this nation will survive forever. So it is anadi.
It is anadi.
Without beginning, without end. That gives strength. So we are a nation even today.
So thanks a lot for sharing your wisdom on Sansad TV. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Dr. Raja's research reflects deeper civilizational vision. Through his research and evidence-based scholarship, we are reminded that India's knowledge system are not just ancient. They are precise, scientific and deeply rooted in cultural continuity. At Bharat Drishti, our endeavor is to bring these timeless perspectives to light and connect them with today's understanding of Bharat. Thanks viewers for joining us. Namaskar. Keep watching Sansad TV.
उत्तरं यत् समुद्रस्य हिमाद्रश्चैव दक्षिणं वर्षं तद् भारतं न भारतीयत्र सन्तति।
संसद टीवी के और भी प्रोग्राम्स देखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें हमारा YouTube चैनल और हाँ, इन्हें लाइक और शेयर करना ना भूलें।